and welcome to another musical filled episode of Movie Match Reviews on YouTube. Today's review marks installment of a new series called Two Copies, where I review a movie that has two different editions, and there's very subtle differences. For instance, two set editions. So I'm starting with Happiest Millionaire. Now, I did this review before for the movie and was never really happy with how the review came out. So without further ado, so what's the story? Well, the story is this 1916 Philadelphia, and with there's a very affluent rich family named Biddle. You have the father named Anthony, J. Drexel Biddle, a self-made millionaire, and he's the two-door millionaire. His wife's name is Cordelia. Daughter's name is Cordelia Jr., named Cord for short. And the sons are Tony and Livingston. It's a true story. The Biddles did exist, and I think Cordelia Drexel Biddle actually outlived all her family members. Whereas if my research is right, and she wrote the book that was turned into a play that was turned into the movies you see here. And so to reinforce this, the movie's more about her arc rather than the brother, rather than everyone else. Their butler, John Lawless, I think might have been a composite of the butler. It's like he might have existed, he might have not, he might have been a composite. I have no word of that. So and the bulk of the movie details like her courtship with Angier Duke. He also existed, and they did get married at the end. But per the real Cordelia, the union was not a happy one. So that kind of makes it a happy ending of the movie leave one's mouth sour that they knew the real history behind it and behind it. And Biddle did serve, I think. So, yeah, it's one of those where it's like it was designed to be a more extravagant Mary Poppins. And Poppins is enough to where but it didn't go the extra mile. The movie was released as a roadshow in summer of 1967, and it kind of came out during at the time where the roadshow era was on its way out the door. So, and Walt Disney had died during the making of it, so there was never really a clear blueprint. And print. and it results in the two copies I have here. So the film's length, when it first premiered, was 172 minutes long. There are reports of the film being even longer than that. You never know. And when it didn't turn out the bucks the big bucks Disney expected, they had the film withdrawn and replaced with the 164-minute cut, which is the cut that's right here. So I could even touts it. It says, restored to its complete roadshow glory, 164 minutes, The Happiest Millionaire makes its DVD debut as it originally appeared for the trades back in 1967. And that's the DVD of Anchor Bay. They also released the 144-minute cut of the film that had premiered in New York later on. And then there's the rarely seen chopped up 118-minute version of the movie that was thrown to the wolves in theaters and drive-ins. Drive-ins later, and the film itself is average. The songs are catchy. The 144-minute cut also cuts the original ending thing. So it ends at the jail. And it's like, well, you have a subplot while you left hanging. And eventually later on, Anchor Bay's release of this actually restored the original ending. And they did release the New York cut of the film. The New York cut was also used when the film premiered on home video in '83 by Disney. And in 2004, Disney finally had enough initiative to go back and release the original cut to DVD in the summer of 2004. It touts it's the restored roadshow edition, new, longer version. So both these are designated the roadshow cut. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, what's the difference? Well, I'll tell you what the difference is. So, on the Anchor Bay release of the film, there was no Buena Vista title card. There is an overture. It says so on the back. The original Roadshow overture and the original intermission card, but it's played over the interactive music. Some of my other DVDs do that too. I think it just saves expenses on trying not to strike the original card. I think Disney didn't give Anchor Bay the materials for the interactive card. The interactive card and the materials for it. So by all accounts, there was no interactive, and there's also no exit music, and the Buena Vista title card is not on this DVD. Now, by complete contrast, this DVD is the original 172 version that premiered in Los Angeles before the cuts, with disc art. And the Disney DVD is obviously, again, like I said, it's the original premiere version. So you'll find the Buena Vista title card, the overture, which I can affirm is the same one that's here, the original intermission card, the interactive, and the exit music. So it's literally the same thing, just restored to the original length before the film was cut. For whatever reason, Anchor Bay touts their release as the original Roadshow version, It's similar to it in some respects, but I kind of think they should have done a little bit more looking into it before claiming this is the original Roadshow version. Like this cut debuted like in Los Angeles only after this cut didn't do so well. And again, the film itself is cute. Cute in the long run. It's like, so that was the 2 copies of the Happiest Millionaire. You can check the channel for my previous stuff. And the next review will be Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon versus the 2017 remake. And I haven't done a versus in a long time. So that's Movie Matt signing off.